build your endurance. Think about maintaining control as you push yourself. Let's get started. Up next, dynamic quadricep stretch for 30 seconds. Standing tall, with your weight on one leg, gently pull your opposite heel up towards your glute but keep the knee pointing down. Pause, and then release. Continue and alternate legs. Five seconds. Coming up, dynamic hamstring stretch for 30 seconds. Plant your heel and pull your toes back towards your shin. Keep your legs straight and your back flat while you sweep both arms through. Ease into this one and gradually increase your range of motion when your body is ready to. 5 seconds. The next drill up is lateral hip openers for 30 seconds. Slide your hips while keeping them level, like they are sliding across a shelf. Shift your weight from one heel to the other. Halfway. Move slowly and find a good stretch in the inner thigh of your straight leg. Get ready, YTW, for 30 seconds. Stand up tall. You'll be making Y, T, and W shapes with your arms to work your shoulders and upper back. Keep your core strong and only move from your shoulders. The next drill up is walkouts for 30 seconds. Start by reaching your arms up overhead to activate your core. Hinge forward from your hips and walk your hands out to plank position. Pause in the plank, then come back to standing and repeat. Five seconds. Recover for 20 seconds. Coming up, bottom-up squats for 30 seconds. Hinge forward at your hips and reach for your toes. Grab your toes and drop down into a squat. Stay low in the squat and reach your arms up overhead into a Y. Press up back to standing. Five seconds to go. Coming up, bear crawls for 30 seconds. Keeping your back flat with the ground, move your left hand with your right foot, then your right hand with your left foot. Move forward and then bring it back in reverse with control. 10 seconds left. Now moving into World's Greatest Stretch for 30 seconds. For this move, lunge forward. Drop your inside elbow to your front ankle. Then rotate that arm up to the sky as you rotate your torso. Next, hinge back to stretch the hamstring of your front leg. Then stand up and repeat on the other side. Coming up, A-skips for 30 seconds. Be explosive and push off the balls of your feet. If you have space, you can skip forward for height and distance. Move with control. Coming up, plank saws for 30 seconds. Holding a plank, brace your core and glutes and keep your back flat. Now shift forward on your toes and move out over your elbows as far as you can. Then slide back, keeping your body parallel with the floor. Stay strong. Now moving into lateral shuffle for 30 seconds. Keep your feet wide and apart. They shouldn't cross or touch each other. As you stop and change direction, keep your knees out wide and over your feet. This should be working your legs and hips and challenging your endurance. Recover for 20 seconds. Get ready. Bottom-up squats for 45 seconds. Stay low in the squat and reach your arms up overhead into a Y. Press up back to standing. Keep your chest up, your shoulders down, and your neck long as you reach your arms overhead. Halfway. This move works on your strength and mobility. Get ready. Bear crawls for 45 seconds. Stay on the balls of your feet, fingers spread wide, and keep your back flat. If you need to, you can lower your knees to the ground. Make precise movements, keeping your knees hovering just off the ground. "10 seconds left. Now moving into World's Greatest Stretch for 45 seconds. Take big lunge steps forward, but keep your front knee over your ankle. Look past your hand as you rotate your arm up. For the hamstring stretch, scoot your back foot in as much as needed to get your front leg straight. Lift your chest and lean forward. Move slow and get as much stretch as you can. Building full body mobility will help you get more out of all of your training. Coming up, A-skips for 45 seconds. Drive your arms through every skip, moving from the shoulders. Keep driving your arms opposite of your legs. Reach the top of your head towards the ceiling and look ahead. Halfway there. If you have space, you can skip forward for height and distance. Think about being light and powerful. Coming up, plank saws for 45 seconds. You're working your core, but using your arms and feet to move back and forth. For stability, press down into your forearms and imagine trying to spread the floor apart without your arms actually moving. Halfway. If you need to modify, you can lower onto your knees, but keep your lower back flat and your core braced. Now moving into lateral shuffle for 45 seconds. Keep your chin up and your chest lifted. This should be working your legs and hips and challenging your endurance. Keep your spine long and your back flat. Halfway there. Finish strong. Recover for 20 seconds. Here we go. Body weight squats for 30 seconds. Sit back into your hips and lower yourself down so your upper legs are parallel to the ground. Then press back up to standing. Keep a straight line from the top of your head through your tailbone. You should feel this in your thighs and glutes, not your knees. Now moving into flying shoulder presses for 30 seconds. Lift your upper body and raise your arms overhead. Then pull your elbows back to your sides and lower back down slowly. Press your toes down into the floor and squeeze your glutes. The next drill up is bird dogs for 30 seconds. Start with your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Keeping your back flat with the ground, extend your left hand with your right foot, then your right hand with your left foot. Even when your arms and legs are in motion, your core should stay solid. Get ready for quick feet in and outs for 30 seconds. Take 2 quick steps wide and then 2 closer together. Go out, out, in, in. Out, out, in. Start slowly to get the pattern right, then speed it up. Stay light and quick on the balls of your feet. Now moving into plank walk for 30 seconds. From a high plank position, lower into a forearm plank 1 arm at a time. Then, press back up to high plank. Alternate which arm you lead with. Five seconds left. Get ready. Stance switches for 30 seconds. Get down into a low, athletic stance. Now, start to alternate rotating your hips. Keep your shoulders back and arms in a ready position. Five seconds left. Recover for 20 seconds. Up next, body weight squats for 45 seconds. Your weight should be back in your heels, not in your toes. Inhale going down, exhale on the way up. For more of a challenge, try doing the movement with your fingers laced behind your head and your elbows out. Keep your knees pressed out. Ten seconds left. The next drill up is flying shoulder presses for 45 seconds. Exhale as you reach up and out. Inhale as you lower back down. Keep your shoulders down and away from your ears as you reach. Press your toes down into the floor and squeeze your glutes. Keep breathing. 10 seconds to go. Time for bird dogs for 45 seconds. Keeping your back flat with the ground, extend your left hand with your right foot, then your right hand with your left foot. Keep your back flat and steady. Think about elongating your entire body, from your fingertips to your toes. "10 seconds left. Stay strong." Get ready for quick feet in and outs for 45 seconds. Start slowly to get the pattern right, then speed it up. Stay light and quick on the balls of your feet. Once you have the rhythm, try looking straight ahead rather than at your feet. Don't worry about moving your arms. It's more important to keep your core braced. This drill works your quickness and agility. Now moving into plank walk for 45 seconds. Your core should be rock solid throughout. Keep your legs active by pushing back through your heels. To modify this move, you can lower and do it with your knees touching the floor. Halfway. Be sure to keep breathing. "10 seconds left. Stay strong." Get ready. Stance switches for 45 seconds. Move from your core and hips so that you are working your obliques on the sides of your abdomen. Be quick but smooth with your feet hip-width apart. Stay up on the balls of your feet. You should be feeling this in your core and lower body. 10 seconds. Keep going. Recover for 20 seconds. Up next, kneeling quadriceps stretch on your left leg for 30 seconds. Kneel with your right foot in front and left knee behind. Stay tall as you press your hips forward. Keep pressing forward until you feel a stretch in the front of your left thigh. You should feel the stretch through your left quadriceps and also into your left hip flexors. Up next, kneeling quadriceps stretch on your right leg for 30 seconds. Kneel with your left foot in front and right knee behind. Keep a tall posture and press your hips forward. Keep pressing forward until you feel a stretch in the front of your right thigh. Stay tall and relax further into the stretch on every exhale. Up next, side lying quadricep stretch on your right leg for 30 seconds. Lying on your left side, use your right hand to grab the top of your right foot. Pull your heel into your glute. Be sure to breathe. You should feel this stretching the front of your right thigh. Now moving into side lying quadricep stretch on your left leg for 30 seconds. The more you press your hips forward and squeeze your glutes, the bigger the stretch in your hip flexors and quadriceps. Take a breath. Relax and see if you can go a bit further into the stretch. Time for lying hamstring stretch for your left leg for 30 seconds. Think about making your body as long as possible. Stretch from the top of your head to your extended heel. Halfway. Relax deeply into the stretch. Now moving into lying hamstring stretch for your right leg for 30 seconds. Keep your neck and spine flat along the floor as you gently pull your right leg in towards your chest. Breathe in deeply through your nose. 5 seconds left. The next drill up is side lying T-stretch for your left arm for 30 seconds. Lying on your right side, tuck your knees up and keep your hips, knees, and ankles stacked over one another. When you rotate, keep your right arm and shoulder on the floor and make sure your knees stay glued together. Get ready for side lying T-stretch for your right arm for 30 seconds. On your left side with your knees tucked, make your spine as long as possible from your tailbone to the top of your head. When you rotate, keep your right arm and shoulder on the floor and make sure your knees stay glued together. Finishing with quad rockers for 40 seconds. Keeping your core solid and your back flat, push your tailbone back towards your heels and then come forward over your wrists as your hips drop. You should feel your hips opening up more and more as you move. Inhale as you come forward Exhale as you go back. 5 seconds left.